anticipated 9 who will be coming back as they've now requested for grades 7 and 8. So we have to go back and take a look. However, you have to keep in mind that there is preschool funding available. There may be additional grants if and only if there are additional spots available. But the state preschool funding does not enable you to pay for tuition or expenses of any special education preschool student. So we do have the flexibility there, working with Mr. Gagnon, since we have a great many early childhood intervention students coming in, that we do have flexibility. So even if we can't start a program at East, we do have to look at the possibility of opening up another class at North Dover if we can. But there's a lot of things that have to be juggled around for that. But the surprising thing is a lot of the money that comes from preschool programming, especially expansion program, does not allow you to meet the needs of the special education preschool students, which is a rather unique and challenging situation, but it's the way it is.
If I may ask a follow-up question then, the funding that our budget allots for that preschool teacher, does that allow juggling? So if it's not, if it's not at East Dover, that can be allocated to North Dover, or you kind of have to start from scratch again?
Now, my recommendation is what we always try to do is keep categorical aid within the category, maybe for a different purpose within that category. So if we weren't able to start that, we might look at adding, if we can, another preschool section, or paying tuition for preschool students who may have to go elsewhere, or even transferring to pay occupational therapy, physical therapy, something in the preschool line to meet the needs of those students. So we do try to keep it in the category as much as possible, because it was approved with the idea that it was preschool.
May I ask a clarifying question, Mr. Becker? I think you said that additional funds or grants may be available, but only if there's space. Is that correct? Did I hear you correct? So if only you can prove that there is space, then only then you can apply for grants or other funds that are offered?
The Preschool Expansion program is open for students, and I just called last week again to Trenton, because they don't have any program yet. I mean, it's being discussed. It was part of the governor's platform, but there is no money for it yet, and there are no guidelines yet. They told me, though, that once again what they would like to do is see an increase either in the length of time the students are being served, from half-time to full-time, or in the global universe of the number of students that are being served by preschool funding. So the preschool enrichment, or not enrichment, expansion program is to increase the global numbers of students receiving additional services, or the students who additional services, or going from a half day to a full day. In other words, it's increasing how many students receive the program. And that's what the preschool expansion is truly for. I know there was recently a meeting where that was discussed, but once again, Wharton was able to increase its universe of students being served by 20, which is why they became eligible for preschool expansion funding. Last year, we were not able to expand the universe. But that always changes depending on classroom and classroom enrollment. There are some times where we have to open up another classroom during the summer that we don't anticipate. If we get a tremendous amount of students in like a grade 2 classroom, we try to keep those numbers as small as possible. Or a bilingual class may open up, so the room allotment is always a very challenging dynamic for us because it is so fluid.
Thank you.
Ms. Pelesnik, if I may. I believe that the meeting that our superintendent is alluding to is a Head Start meeting breakfast that I attended, not in my capacity as a board member, but Ms. Shoemaker was there in her capacity as a school administrator. And I recall learning at that meeting that the Wharton students were not all 20 brand new Wharton students. That it was part of this mixed plan, that some were new students, but some were going from half day to full day.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and if you're going
yes,
half-day to full-day,
you can do
you're
that.
expanding.
Mhm,
If
right,
you're
it fits
adding
the
new spots,
definition.
you're expanding.
Mhm.
But if you're refining a program and not increasing the numbers, you're not expanding. And I did clarify with Trenton last week, because I wanted to be sure if this were to take place. And she was very clear on that. Let's see. In fact, here's a quote. Currently, the draft application is based on both number of students and services. Also, this is from the State Department. Also, in the draft application, it states those who are eligible to apply are districts already offering a state-funded general education preschool program if they are expanding their current program to serve more children or offer longer hours. So I took a direct quote from that because I know there tends to be some confusion over what is expansion. And different organizations will term it different things.
I mean, that's how I always understood it.
Right.
More students or longer day,
Or longer day.
or a mix of the two.
Thank you, thank you. All right, I don't think that there is
Can
any.
I say one more thing
Oh,
on the
sure,
business?
absolutely.
Ms. Ruiz and I attended with Ms. Benish, we attended School Funding 101 last Saturday morning. And it's a delightful way to spend Saturday morning. But it was really informative. It helped a lot. It was also really good to hear from board members in other districts who had, I think everyone has funding challenges, but their challenges were different than ours. And, you know, because some of them are overfunded, like really now understanding what it means to be overfunded in some areas and underfunded in others, I think was really helpful. So obviously, being on the budget committee, I think it was very helpful for me, but I think anybody, were they to offer this again, I would recommend it highly to anyone else to attend it. It was well done, a nice mix of information and the ability to talk to other board members and have to answer questions that popped up. So well worth the few hours we spent.
Thank you, and I also have to say to all of the board members that have been attending workshops, we attended a leadership workshop, and there, I don't know whether the community realizes this, but we spend a lot of hours doing this. This is a volunteer position, and we do it because we care about our children, our staff, our community, and there are so many extra hours that you don't see. You see us here at the table, and really that's pretty much what you're seeing. But all of the board members who are sitting here at various times have given up entire weekends to learn what it means to be a board member, to learn the rules and the regulations. And believe me, this is it's a difficult job. We're a body that is heavily driven by rules and regulations. And so the fact that we have a board that's willing to really put themselves out there and take time away from their families and the things, I want to applaud my fellow board members for doing that. I think that, you know. When's board member appreciation?
We had it. Yes, we got lots of cards. They were set up back here.
All kinds of things.
Maybe we'll get you some extra.
Right over my head. Okay, well, that was very nice, and thank you to those who appreciated us. Anyway, the rolling calendar. Is there anything else under old business? No? Okay, under new business. You see there the meeting schedule, but I believe there has been an agreement to change the June 26th meeting
The 19th.
to the 19th. So those of you, what? We have a quorum. There was a concern regarding one of the meetings that's listed for June 26th, 2018. We've now changed the date to June 19th.
That's the same, sorry, if I may.
No, go ahead.
That's the same as the high school graduation, right, the 26th, or the 10th? No? Okay. 28th? Okay, that's what I was worried about.
Okay, no. Yeah, we wouldn't schedule a board meeting on graduation.
Oh, you know what, it's the next year. That's, now I remember
Okay.
what, the next year.
So
calendar.
with that change to June 19th, and that was we're changing the date due to concerns about lack of a quorum.
Did we check if there are any other conflict with any other schools, any activities, anything like that during that night?
Yeah.
Well,
There's been here a lot of times when there's concerts going on and stuff,
And
sadly.
we've had, and unfortunately, we've had board
You know,
meetings at those
You
times.
can't really do it around, we never have meetings on.
Yeah, I don't mind.
All right, everyone?
I mean, yeah, concert's probably over, you're right.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just saying in general, we can't go by what
In
activities.
regards to new business, I just had,
Yes.
if you were
Well,
done,
can
sorry.
we just, okay, yes, just let's, have a motion, can we just finish the, A, B, and C here? And, so I'm going to move that. Do I have a second?
Second.
Oh, we don't
I wanna
really
know,
need to.
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
Where's that secretary?
Right here, it's informational only.
I don't, listen, I don't think of you in those terms. I think of you as an accountant and all those other really things that I could never do. Okay. And, the annual academic achievement recognition dinner, I do want to mention that. It's my understanding that this is a lovely event that is held for all of the school districts in Morris County, and that the honorees are our valedictorian and salutatorian. And it's a lovely event in which the students are recognized for their achievement, and I am very pleased to be able to attend that. It's going to be my first, so I will be attending that. Okay, and of course we have our NJSBA workshop, which I know October seems like a long time away, but when do we have to let you know so you can start?
We have a little time yet.
Okay.
It's open now. It's open already?
Yeah.
So do we go into a lottery system or something for hotel rooms, or can we choose where we stay?
There are, I think, assigned like 5 choices and to look at that.
Is the Sheridan one of them?
I don't recall what the last year.
No, there's a reason I'm asking. I'm being quite serious here, because the Sheridan is across from Convention Hall, and you don't have to take buses to get from your hotel to Convention Hall, and it's, so if we could just check if the Sheridan is available for our board members.
I'm just laughing at Mr. Becker's face.
No,
If I may, Ms.
Sheridan's a great
Colestis?
idea.
It's like right across the street.
If all
You
fails,
can-
I have a pop-up camper.
Oh, well, that's really, and do you know what? Wait a second, wait. You have a pop-up camper, and I actually have a tent. I have like an actual tent.
We found some really good prices on the Atlantic City Expressway.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yes, I know.
If I may, Ms. Colestis?
Yes, you're bringing us back to order.
I did go last year. I will not be going this year. I thought it was wonderful. I learned a lot. It would be nice for others to get a chance to go that maybe have never gone before. And I did take the jitneys and they coordinate the buses.
Yes, they do.
So while we may not want to lavish a stay at the Sheraton, it is not really much of a hassle to get from the bus.
Yes,
It's
and
really well coordinated.
Time out, if it costs more, that's
Let's
not
say
what
you
I'm
can pay for
saying.
your own.
That's not what I'm saying.
I paid
I'm
for
not
mine.
saying if
I
it
didn't
costs
pay
more,
for
I'm
it.
just saying if it's available
It's the Harris.
There's a-
Options
yes.
within the price.
within the price range, and that's
all.
all. But just, I wasn't saying, like, the Sheridan isn't like Sheridan, it's kind of like the Sheridan.
But it's
Yeah.
the Harris that is
It's-
the housing.
Right,
for
comes
this
with the
year.
deal.
Comes with the deal.
And it's a great, beautiful place to stay, yeah.
Okay,
But you have
I don't
to
care.
commute. Yeah.
yeah, okay, it's good. It's good, don't spend more money. I was just asking you.
Oh, here they are, all the rates.
One more stay? Come on.
Sheridan, you
Last for secretary.
129 is single. It's well within the range here.
See, it's within the range. If it's within the
The
range.
Harris is the least, and it's not that much less.
Right. So, just if it's within the range. Please, I'm not looking to spend taxpayer money on this. I'm not. Okay. That's that.
I think, did you have something
I
else?
just had
from
a
your-
quick question, and under new business, just because Mr. Becker presented it as new, the STEM program. I know you said that there's details to come forward, but I'm so excited about it that I can't wait for the details. I was just curious if you can share, or if there's anything that's already been thought about in regards who would be the student that could apply, who would be eligible? Is it open to everyone or only
It's
specific people?
open to everyone,
Mhm.
and it's roughly, we're thinking probably grades in the 4 through 6 area. It'll be centrally located, and we're also seeing if we can do something, this is a full-day program, to find additional grants to help provide some lunch during that time. But there's a lot of activities. It is connected with the U.S. Army. The Army is subsidizing a good part of the cost, but it's a very highly structured. We're asking our math and science supervisor to guide us through it this summer. And I think it'll be a really wonderful experience for the students, and especially the fact that it's a program that will be at no charge. That's huge, because many of the STEM programs do have a significant fee. So
Thank
we'll
you.
have the brochures and everything.
I
we'll
just
share.
couldn't wait, sorry.
No,
So
no
thank you.
problem. We're excited too.
It's okay, Mr. Sapp.
And I have a piece for new business as well. The New Jersey School Boards Association sent, as they always do, information about bills, and they support the bill A3506, which is the Assembly Education Committee's recently released bill on breakfast after the bell. And this bill, which is expected to pass, when it passes, will require all schools with 70% or more of students eligible for free or reduced price meals to offer breakfast after the bell. And since we are one of those school districts with schools where 70% or more of our students are eligible for free or reduced price meals, I'm wondering if we've begun to explore ways that we can adopt the breakfast after the bell program.
I think that what I'd like to do is to turn that over to the community relations committee to try to figure out, because some of the things that are not clear in the bill yet have to do, for example, with cost. If we offer after the bell, can we still do full? Like, there are a lot of wrinkles that have to be ironed out yet. And was there a Senate bill that was also a companion bill? So there's an Assembly bill and a Senate bill, and the way that it works is once those two are passed, if everyone is in agreement, it will go to the governor, and then it will go to the Department of Education, who will take another year to figure out what the actual guidelines are and that kind of thing. But I think that, the appropriate committee to start kind of looking at that would be the community. I know it's community public relations, but it is a community thing, so I'll just kind of like.
Was that what we were talking about earlier, that if we do the
Yes.
breakfast after the bell, we won't be
We
able to
may not be
provide
able
hot
to.
lunch?
Yes, we may, so those are the things that have to, well, the thing is, I don't think that we know the answer to that
Yeah.
definitely yet, and so it's certainly worth exploring, so that we can see, can we do both? Is it something that, but we don't have full information yet on that. But
Breakfast after the bell is offered in plenty of other schools, in South Jersey, in Patterson, and they of course also offer hot lunch. I mean, we can't deprive our children. Oh, right.
Breakfast, yeah.
Breakfast, there's plenty of options for breakfast too. You can have like, an apple and something to go in a bag, it's called grab and go, or you can have hot breakfast and that to go option. I mean, each school district decides
So
what
I think
works
that-
for that district.
And I think that that's something that definitely needs to be explored, and trying to really encourage the committee system. I'd like the committee to take a look at that and see what options are out there, and see if there's any guidance from DOE or anyone else. So thank you. Now comes the exciting part of the meeting, the part that you've all been waiting for, especially my friends in the front row. Wait, this is the public portion where you can comment on anything. Yes, also.
Okay. Lynn Laurie, 10 Hillside. I just wanted to say you'll be forming a committee if the bill passes. And one of the things I was wondering is if you already have the breakfast program, is it a requirement that you do breakfast after the bell? And will the committee be checking with the staff, with the teachers, with the parents, and determine if this district, if there's already a breakfast before the bell that's already here, is it necessary to bring it into the classroom? Because there may be a lot of teachers that now they're going to be cleaning up with from the breakfast after the bell or whatever, and there could be a lot of disruption. So that's all I wanted to comment about.
Thank you very much for your comments, and I know usually we don't go back and forth with the dialogue, but it's not a new committee, it's an existing committee, so we already have a community committee, and I'd like them to explore all of those things. I think all of those things are necessary things to look at, so thank you. Okay. Any other public comment? Yes?
Good evening. My name is Dawn Sperry. I'm here in the capacity as a representative of the Randolph Regional Animal Shelter. Just as an aside, I also work for the school, but I'm not here in that capacity this evening. I just want to commend the teachers, the parents, and the board on the students here at Dover High School and at Dover Middle School. I've had the opportunity in the last couple of months to work with these students from Gill St. Bernard School, Mendham Township Schools, Randolph Township Schools, and Dover. And I have to say that I'm so impressed with the student body here and the community service that they have performed, not only for the Randolph Regional Animal Shelter, but also for our sister nationwide program of the Onyx and Breezy. I also work very closely with Bonnie from the Builders Club and Key Club of Dover and Rockaway, and she sends the highest commendations to Dover students for their pins for pets that they worked with Mr. Perdue and his students. So I hear what you said about the Board of Ed and the volunteer time that you put in, and I just want to let you know that the great citizens, your children of Dover High School and Dover Town, have been putting in community service to a degree that I'm so impressed by. And awards have been given to them, and I just want to recognize you because I know it comes from you that they follow the model that you set forth. So I commend all of you, and I just want that on the record that the kids are amazing.
Oh, thank you. Can we clap for something? Thank you so much.
And we look forward to seeing you in the community at the Dover Health Fair. That will be downtown in June. And we'll be giving out spay and neuter coupons and other things to the school community. And we look forward to seeing the kids and working with them again.
Thank you so much. That you have no idea how important it is to hear that. We all, I think, know that about our kids, but to hear it from other people is heartwarming and terrific, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other public comment? Yes.
Katie Bartnick from Mine Hill. I just want you guys to know that Campbell Avenue School has been doing the breakfast after the bell for a year now. So if you want to contact our business administrator and get some pros and cons about how it works, it is not a hot meal. They do have a hot meal during the morning, but if a child does arrive to school after the breakfast time, they get a bagel or yogurt bag that they can bring into the classroom. And a child that didn't make it and is hungry will do better at school. So to encourage them, I'm a teacher myself, and if my child did not eat, the children in my classroom did not eat breakfast and the parent told me that, they're preschool, I would feed them, because a not hungry child is going to be a better child in the classroom for the rest of the day if he's had a good meal.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Any other public comments? Not my two buddies in the front. No? Wait, pressure.
No
This is
pressure.
part of being a grandmother and a mother and a board president. When we had to do the when we had the incident. Oh no, you guys are older than that, so you weren't part of the going onto the field and stuff when we had the emergency last Friday, were you? No. We did a good job because you told us to be careful about these things and notifying all of that stuff, so took your advice regarding the last time. Not two buddies. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I want to thank you all again, and then I want to say thank you to our teachers. It is Teacher Appreciation Week, and you know what? This is really, it's a village. We're a village, and I think we're doing a darn good job. Thank you, everybody. and have a good night.
Motion
Oh,
to adjourn?
I need a
Second.
secretary and Sheridan. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.